Hello all, this is Swetha, doing my first year MBA from Saveetha School of Management. I'm here to give a few headlines of this week's news. To start with the headlines, followed by Google, Facebook won't have to pay domestic tax under new rules. For digital multinationals such as Google, Facebook, and Twitter, appointing grievance officers under new information technology (IT) rules does not imply that they have a permanent establishment in India. But if their local office performs business functions and contributes to revenues of their parent firm abroad, it may attract domestic taxes, said the Revenue Department. This has come in the wake of foreign tech companies and others seeking legal rules advices on the tax implications of the government's new IT order, where they are required to appoint chief compliance officer, nodal officer, and grievance officer from India. These firms fear that such appointments may attract income tax anywhere between 25% and 40%. Despite having local offices in the country, their entire income does not come under the tax net due to different tax structures under which they operate. However, if they are setting up an office with tax and operating fully, then a risk of taxation arises. The international taxation rules, particularly with respect to permanent establishments, have been the critical area for multinationals as the rules usually call for taxing the profit in countries where they create value. India's new IT rules, which came into effect in mid May, intend to regulate content on social media platforms. The rules make them more accountable to legal requests for removal of posts and sharing details on the origination of messages. Tweet Buster Zero Honda CEO Nitin Kamat's tips for option traders. Zero Honda CEO Nitin Kamath said most buy option positions are in losses because they are in intraday trade. Exit with small profit but held overnight when in losses. All triggered from fear due to high exposure. This is a sure short way to lose money, he said. IIP data, QI earnings, and Zomato IPO among key factors that may guide market this week. This week, the market would take cues from earnings announcements and macroeconomic data like IIP, CPI, and WPI inflation. Besides global cues, monsoon progress and updates on the new COVID variant will be closely monitored by investors. PNB Housing's bond investors not worried. Yields drop up to 211 BPS. PNB Housing Finance is rated AA by ICRA with a negative outlook. To be sure, secondary market traders are not so liquid with trades ranging from a few lakhs to rupees 270 crores a lot. Yields vary depending on the tender of the issue. Long and short of markets, how to select the right IPO for investment and listing gains. A reality check on IPOs point towards the fact that most of that underperformed the market in a few months. Chakri Lokapriya, CIO and MD and TCG AMC opines that bottom up LPO picking is the cryptocurrency weak at a glance. Tokens trade range bound amidst regulatory worries. On the technical front, a huge number of short positions had opened up on BTC. However, there was not much fodder for the bears as the Bitcoin bulls managed to keep the market above the crucial $32,000 price point. Is Tata Motor stocks too volatile for your portfolio? If you want to play the auto story in India, local passenger car vehicle makers like Maruti and other two-wheelers would be a lot better than going for Tata Motors, which is still dependent on JLR. That's all for this week's news. This is Swetha signing off.